When it comes to most other brothers, I like to try to stay on code if I can. Like if I ever had a disagreement with you, I would say, that's between me and him. Like with Umar, you asked me about Umar, that's between me and him. I'm not going to go out and tell people to make a choice or to pick a side or go out of my way to try to tell you all the reasons why I don't get along with Umar, because that's my personal feeling with Umar, right?
Somebody wanted to know in the comments why he has a problem with you.
It started about 2015. There was a lady that used to work with us named Maria, who I used to let people use my YouTube channel. I don't let as many people use it anymore because sometimes people do things that can cause problems. You give people a platform, they lose their mind. And so anyway, Maria did a video, and it wasn't disrespectful. She was asking about Umar's school, and she was basically saying, this was back in 2015, 5 years ago, right? And she said, in a very respectful way. I mean, that video is still out there, where she just said, where's the evidence that a school's being built? If there's a school being built, is there a board that can answer to the public? Where's the accountability? She asked some questions that I thought were legitimate questions, and so I didn't give her any problems about doing that video. But Umar's sensitive, and I guess he took it. He took offense. Yeah, and so when he took offense to her making the video, he had the assumption that I told her to make this video. And I did not tell her to make that video. I did not say, hey, I want to go. If I have something to say about somebody, I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to go say, hey, I want you to go over here and talk about this guy. Like that's not, no, I don't do that. And so, because I didn't even know about the video until he started attacking me and saying, Boyce put her up to this and Boyce put this woman up to that. And I didn't come from a world where you have to tell women what to say. I come from a world of strong, intelligent women where they say what the fuck they want to say. So I tried to squash it. I actually wanted to handle it behind closed doors. I called him. I called him. I had a cell phone. I called him. He didn't answer. I talked to, at that time, I was talking more with Mark Lamont Hill. And Mark mediated. Mark was trying to get us both on the phone. And I said, yeah, I'd love to talk to him. Let's figure this out, because this is not accurate. And I guess Umar wasn't comfortable doing that. So we never got a chance to talk, but he kept on saying things and kept, fucking with me, and I think that maybe because I like to think I'm a nice guy. I try to be nice. I want to be nice to black people. Sometimes people think you're a punk. Sometimes people try to pull your punk card. And so I did another video where I just kind of said, okay, well, look, man, I want to resolve this. Let's just, figure this out. And then by the third day, I ain't gonna lie, I was pissed. I was like, man, fuck this bullshit. You putting up memes on, like this is like little girl teenager shit. Like, I don't do this. Like, let's get on the fucking phone like men and figure this out, right? And so I did a video where I just basically said, you know what? If you really want to know how I feel about what's going on with this school, here's exactly how I feel. And I really thought when I made that video, I thought that people were going to get mad at me because I'm not into, I never try to compete with demagogish leadership. I'm the greatest, most respected scholar in the world. Like, I don't relate to that. That's not really my style. And so I thought that I was going to be the one who was going to just get most of the backlash. And surprisingly, it actually went in the other direction. That was actually when a lot of people started asking the same questions I had asked. And I think it really upset him. And it makes me sad that happened. I wanted to be friends. I met him in 2013 in Boston. And there's a picture. I didn't share it on Facebook because I didn't want to seem like I was taunting anybody. But we took a picture together. And I showed a couple of my friends. They were like, when did you take this picture with Umar? It was back when I wanted to, I gave him a shout out. Yeah, I wanted to be friends, but it just didn't work out like that. And so I don't hate the guy at all. I just some things I just don't understand. But I do wish him the best, and I do think that I will still hold to the fact that he's the best speaker I've ever heard, one of the best, and he knows a lot of shit, and I think that's why he should be listened to. But the other stuff isn't really my style, so I don't know how well we would work together. But I don't believe in dragging the whole community into this personal thing, because that's a little bit on the that's a little bit of narcissism, if you ask me. Why the fuck should anybody care about my personal issue with another person? I think the community wants to see black men working together. I'm absolutely convinced of that. I believe that the community doesn't want to see a bunch of 40, 50-year-old black men fighting like kids. I don't think they enjoy that. So we got to fucking lead, man. If we have a problem, we got to solve it in a structured way. You know, the Nation of Islam is a great template for some of that, right? In terms of, now they're not perfect, right? We know that, but they have a great template in terms of how they resolve disputes. I think as black men, we have to do that, and a lot of guys get that. Like you get it, you know, Tariq gets it, Willie D, I think he gets it. Some other, but David Banner gets it, you know, and those are the guys that I relate to on a more consistent basis. I can't relate to the whole back and forth chatty patty stuff. That's not fun for me.
Right. Well, shit, me and Royce the 5'9" just recently, you know, put our differences to the side and came in solidarity, you know, over this whole Vlad issue. And, you know, I think that was a good symbol and something that was needed, you know, for the people to see.
Yeah,
What you're saying, an example of black men coming together and fuck all the bullshit and let's just work, man. Like we
yeah.
got more in common than we do not in common. You know what I mean? So we got to come together on the things we have in common.
Yeah, yeah. To add, as a point, real quick, man. We lead. To the extent that you and I get to be leaders or influencers, we lead at the pleasure of the people. We at the discretion of the people. You know, like they empower us to lead. You know, they donate to chats and support things we're doing. So we're no different from like an elected representative. And so our first obligation has to be to the people. And when I actually took a little survey and said, you know, how do you feel when you see black people fighting on YouTube channels and all this stuff? Most of the people just hate that. They hate that shit. And it's just a bad example. And I think that with our community, as we're in this rebuilding phase from the mass incarceration Holocaust, you know, from Biden Clinton bills of the 1990s, the black male is reemerging as a leader and a head of the community. So we've achieved that OG status where there are lots of young guys who are watching us and learning from us. And I think that as the fathers of the community, it is very important that we think about how we carry ourselves. That's why I have to respect for people like yourself, because it's definitely got to be bigger than us.